Hi everyone, it's Gordana. Today we're going to explore something powerful, something that can shift the way you understand yourself forever. We're talking about the three types of emotional triggers and how to rewire them. So take a deep breath with me and just allow yourself to listen with curiosity. So, what a trigger really is, it's not a weakness, right? It's not a flaw, and it's not a proof that something is wrong with us. It is simply a moment when your body remembers something your mind has forgotten. It's our nervous system saying this feels familiar but not safe. So when we understand this, truly understand this, right, we gain emotional freedom. And there are three types of triggers: environmental, relational, and internal. So, environmental triggers, as the word says, is stuff that's happening in the world around us, right? So, triggers like a messy house, like noise, running late, technology problems, too many tasks at once, right? Feeling overwhelmed, sudden changes in plans. So, I'm going to share what happened a few days ago. I got a call from my son's appointment that he had, which was scheduled 6 months ago, that it had to be changed. And so I immediately reacted. My body tightened, my mind sped up at like 100 miles per hour. And when all the new appointments times really didn't work for me, I felt myself really escalating. But then I caught it. I noticed what was happening inside me. I saw that tension. I saw the speed of my thoughts. And in that tiny moment of awareness, I made a decision. I slowed my breathing and I noticed my shoulders just relaxing. I softened my voice and I chose to go with the flow, turn that ship around, right? We found a time a month later. It wasn't really perfect, but it was fine. It wasn't a major surgery that had to happen. It was just an appointment, right? And so when I hung up, I really felt proud of myself because in the past, that moment would have ruined my entire day. That one trigger would have created actually a domino effect. So my whole day would have been terrible. So environmental triggers are simply our brain interpreting chaos as danger, right? So the solution is to speak slowly, right? Simplify our space, create one calm corner in the house, use like micro pauses during overwhelm, and observe ourselves again and again and again throughout the day. I can't emphasize observing ourselves enough, right? So next would be relational triggers, as the word says, is relationships with people around us, right? Especially the ones that we love the most, they can really trigger us, right? So it's like a certain tone of voice, a feeling of being ignored, right? A partner raising their voice at us, right? Criticism or even perceived criticism. Feeling like someone is disappointed in us, right? Or being misunderstood, being excluded, watching others argue, especially if we grew up with arguments around us, right? And these triggers cut really deep because they touch our old childhood beliefs. I'm not safe, I'm not heard, I'm not good enough, I'm in trouble, right? So solution again, pause and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? See, the trigger isn't usually about the moment. It's about the meaning your brain attaches to it. So for example, if we were criticized a lot growing up, we might interpret almost anything as criticism now, right? And one of the most powerful reframes for this is speak slowly to yourself. This person is seeing me through their own glasses, their own beliefs, their emotions, their past. I know who I am, and I'm not that person who they're describing me, right? So when your identity becomes solid, right, knowing who you are, other people's reactions lose power. So yeah, definitely work on that, building yourself up and feeling like really powerful, feeling good about yourself, knowing how amazing and powerful you are. Now, moving on to internal triggers. So internal triggers are really the most challenging ones because they come from inside of us, right? They include our thoughts, which could be negative, right? Self-doubts, old beliefs, our fears, pressure to be perfect, even fatigue and hunger, right? A sudden memory of feeling rushed, or even success when it feels too big, too new, can trigger us, right? And internal triggers just follow us everywhere, right? There's no escaping. They're within us. They're always with us. So we can only transform them. We can't escape them. So here's another example, right? Sometimes I really feel like I'm maybe failing as a parent, right? And that single thought creates a wave of emotions, right? For me, like I feel I'm not good enough as a parent. So then when I recognize that, I pause and I bring awareness to it and saying, this is not, I'm not failure. I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge I have. And I'm learning every day. I'm learning to catch myself before I react. And I'm also intentionally creating moments of connection with my kids, right? Spending that intentional time with each of my kids. So when you shift the meaning, you shift that emotion, you see. So now let's see how we can rewire any trigger. And so here's the emotional rewire practice, which is simple, powerful, and fast. It is acknowledge, right? So first we got to acknowledge, then allow, and adjust, reframe, right? Acknowledge that this is a trigger. It's not truth, right? Then allow, what sensation is happening in my body right now? Just observe. Observe with curiosity, no judgment. And then adjust, reframe, right? What emotional state do I choose instead, right? We can reframe that. So this entire shift can happen in like just 30 seconds, right? And the more often you do it, the more your brain rewires itself. You become calmer, more grounded, more you, who you truly are, right? So your triggers are not your enemies. They are your teachers, invitations into deeper self-understanding. And in the next video, we'll explore the pause method, your tool to stop reacting and start responding. And if you're loving this work, subscribe, like the video, and comment below. I am learning my triggers. I'll see you in the next one.